Hello, what's up, you guys? This is Rebecca, and I'm going to be doing another unboxing of another movie on my channel. This time, instead of going sci fi and fantasy like I did with Dune, we are going to jump to musicals because I'm a big musical buff. Besides science fiction and fantasy, my next favorite category is musicals, which I happen to love. All the musicals that I like are from the year 1958 all the way up until the 80s. After that, I'm not a big fan of musicals because they've gone a little, they are definitely different than what they were back in the day, and they've kind of changed so much over the years that I'm not a big fan of the 90s and the 2000s ones because they're either too bland or too boring or just not enough good music that I can really get into it, or like I can jive, or it's not enough that I can identify with the characters in the musicals now. So that's why I'm not big into musicals now, because I have a harder time identifying with the characters and stuff. Whereas back then they were fun and entertaining and exciting and I could identify with all the characters. But now it's a little bit harder, and that's why I'm not a big fan of the musicals from the 90s or 2000s. I only like Hamilton and Greatest Showman as of right now. That today we're going to unbox a musical for you today. One of my favorites from the 80s. I'm a big fan of 80s musicals. This one I'm going to show is Les Miserables, the 25th anniversary edition. This is not the original edition. The original one was on Broadway in the 80s and was done in the 80s, and then they made a movie about it with Hugh Jackman that was okay. But this is my favorite one, and I love Les Miserables, and it's such a great story about the French Revolution and all that time period. It's got some really good singing in it and stuff, and here's what it's the 25th anniversary edition, and it's associated with Universal Pictures that did this movie, this 25th anniversary edition. And they're actually on Broadway, and they actually recorded them doing it on Broadway in front of a live audience and singing this. And this is Les Miserables. This was written by Victor Hugo. He was a person that was very involved in the church, the Catholic Church, and then there was some stuff that he didn't like about the Catholic Church, so he left the Catholic Church. And after he left the Catholic Church, he wrote this book, and it's based on a book by Victor Hugo. And if you get a chance to read the book, it's really good. This movie is good. I like the front cover, because the front cover is the girl in the picture back there. That's the actual picture of the front cover of the Les Miserables like piano book and other other CDs, DVDs, book covers. And this is actually a picture of them all on Broadway. It has Alfie Bowie, which is one of my favorite opera singers. I have him on Spotify. He's so amazing. He sings Bring Him Home beautifully, and I love the way he sings it. And he's one of my favorite guy opera singers of all time. It's also got Nick Jonas from the Jonas Brothers. And then all these other cast members I've never really heard of. I think one of the cast members that started in the 25th anniversary edition went on to play the Master of the House couple, went on to play their daughter in the actual movie with Hugh Jackman. So she went straight from this one, Broadway production, to actually starring in the 2012 movie, Hugh Jackman. I'm not sure which actor it was, but it says it started in 1985 in London is where it started. And then in 2010, they did another version of it, on Broadway. So they kind of brought it back. And it says Coleman Winkelson was the original guy that actually played the main character in this movie, however you say his name, Jacques Claude. And now I'm going to flip it over to the back and show you the back. So this is what the back cover looks like. It's got a description of what it is, basically, and so forth. It says at the 25th anniversary. It's got Tony winner Leigh Sigourney singing the voice of Disney Mulan and Princess Jasmine. So she played Mulan and Princess Jasmine. So she was also in the 25th anniversary edition. And it's got over 500 additional artists and musicians revealed. So this one's pretty cool. It is based on the novel by Hugo Victor and so forth. And this tells you on the back a little bit more about the original French text, who did it in French and then English, whatever. And this says it's not rated, so it doesn't have a rating if it's PG or not PG-13. This says widescreen 1.78. It is 2 hours and 50 minutes long. Then this one says it's done by Universal, and it's got more stuff on the back. So, and it says this is the DVD version. You can't get this version anywhere else except on DVD, this edition. So you have to get it in DVD. This is the only one you have to get on DVD. Now I'll open it. So the disc is pretty much like similar to the front cover. So this one is pretty much similar to the front cover. It's got the same letters as the Love Mister on the front cover. It says 25th Anniversary Edition. It's a dark blue, so it's a very generic color. There's nothing spectacular or fancy about it. It does say how wide it is. It does say it's DVD and done by Universal, so NBC Universal. So like NBC on TV, that does all the late night talk shows, other stuff like that, AGT, that kind of stuff. And this is an overall great movie. I really like this movie. I've seen it like once or twice. I've seen it twice, and it's good. And I love the 25th Anniversary Edition. And I do love Alfie Bowie, so if you get a chance to check out Alfie Bowie and Nick Jonas on Spotify, you'll really like them. Nick Jonas went solo for a while, but now he's back with his brothers doing more music with his brothers, so they kind of reunited, which was great. So if you like this movie and you want to see me do more unboxings of musicals too, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll keep doing fantasy, sci-fi, and musicals if you want. I may do some like kids movies too. I may do some animated. But let me know in the comment section what you want to see. And if you like this, click and subscribe. Thanks, bye.